Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. It's going to be a real quick video. Just want to touch on these two scriptures. I may go somewhere else. I may grab another scripture. I may not. I don't know yet, but I'm going to just make it quick. This is Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 7. Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, and then rebuke." It says, "Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk." This can help out Israel so much. This can help out in your everyday lives. This can help out with so much things, because us as Israel, we like to assume a lot of things. We like to know, we like to try to see and think where people are going, and we try to interpolate, or whatever it's called. We try to answer before we heard the whole matter, is what I'm really trying to say. It says, "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth." Somebody will start talking, and then we'll start, trying to condemn them and be like, "Oh, so you dealing with this?" And they're like, "No, I'm not even dealing with that." And then they trying to explain, but yet you keep trying to interrupt them and interrupt, and you trying to jump to the point. And then the conversation has become unprofitable. It says, "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, and then rebuke." You're supposed to listen and hear the matter, hear the whole matter, and listen and understand and get the reasoning behind this person, and then rebuke. I'm dealing with this on when you're trying to convert somebody, when you're trying to convert a so-called Gentile, if you have ears to hear, if you're trying to convert a so-called Gentile to come back into the faith, if you're trying to talk to your brother, if you're trying to counsel somebody, if you're dealing, this is definitely dealing with counsel. You want to hear the whole matter and then give your understanding on it. Verse 8, it says, "Answer not before thou hast heard the cause." If somebody is trying to tell you something and you try to answer before you actually heard the whole matter, it's not going to be profitable. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be profitable. It says, "Neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk." You don't want to interrupt men in the midst of their talk. That's bad manners. I want to grab this real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 1. Ecclesiastes 5 and 1 says, "Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil." Now, we can use this scripture for a lot of things, but the main point I want to touch on with this verse is be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. We're supposed to always be ready to hear. We're supposed to be always doing more listening than we are talking. A wise man knows his season when it's time to speak. A fool doesn't know his season when it's time to speak. Let me see. Boom. Sirach 20 and 20. "A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season." We're supposed to know the right time and the season when to speak and to give an interpretation or to give a rebuke. We're supposed to always understand first. We're supposed to always listen. We're supposed to always be ready to hear and to give the sacrifice of fools. Because if we're not ready to hear, and if we're not listening to what the person is bringing out, then it's always going to fall back on our own head. Understand first and then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. And if we start doing this, we'll grow as a people tenfold. You become a better man. You become a better man and a wiser man, because maybe the thing that you thought the person was dealing with is not what they're dealing with at all. And now you got a greater understanding. Even when a man is trying to teach you, if somebody is trying to teach you something and you kind of got that block over your eyes or that block over your ears, you kind of don't want to hear what they're bringing out, and you trying to just answer, you're listening to rebuke instead of listening to understand, you'll never grow like that. You'll never become better like that. You thinking you got it all when you don't have it all. Just like Christ said, when you got to come as a babe. That's the only way you get into the kingdom. You got to come as a babe. You should be ready to hear every man, every godly discourse. That's what the scriptures say. Hear every godly discourse. Don't think you got it all and try to rebuke before thou hast answered. And try to rebuke before thou hast understood what that person is going into. But like I said, I want to make it quick. So Lord willing, somebody was edified. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem and Mashak Yahushua. Shalom.